they're creating chances, and he did a master goal there as well. So Kevin De Bruyne was, again, brilliant. I talked to Pep Guardiola, interviewed after the game, and he said that I was a bit grumpy with him after last game, because he said that he's not fulfilling his potential at the moment. And I asked De Bruyne about that. He wasn't, it was like, did he say that? But like he said in different interviews, Pep Guardiola, I've been with these players for many, many years. They know how important he is for the team. And what is interesting, boys, and you may see that as well, because a lot of people talking about Erling Haaland wouldn't adjust to Manchester City, or Manchester City wouldn't adjust to him. So it's quite interesting.
Not a lot of people, Jan. Don't spin that.
Some lazy pundits. Sorry, I have to say the same words again. But some lazy pundits, no names named. But it's interesting now to see that the discussion is now, how depending are they on Erling Haaland? But I will say at Manchester City, I've been there the 2 last games against Brighton and, of course, today. And you just get a feeling that these are the games that win you trophies, because they get away with 6 points in those 2 games, working hard for their points. And Kevin De Bruyne being the big bit difference for them to win those games.
Nedum, this is such a weird game. If you like watching this match for the first time you've ever watched football, you'd be saying, why aren't those blue players trying to score a goal? What's wrong with them?
Yeah, but thankfully people tend to have watched games before. I think it's just interesting. I think I agree with what Jan's saying there. Like for City, getting the 6 points when they're not at their absolute best, those 6 points do matter. I mean, look at, say, Liverpool. They're not at their best, but they're not getting those points. City are now at the top of the table. And for some teams, like for Arsenal now, they're under a different sort of pressure, even though it's so early in the season, because now they have to leapfrog City by winning a game of football. It's a different mentality, and they find ways to do it. It's not necessarily always perfect, but it seems to be enough. Whether it's a bit of quality from De Bruyne like last week and this week, and that penalty and that free kick's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous free kick, and do you know the thing that made me laugh the most when I look back at it? Imagine the one view which we sort of forget about was James Maddison laid on the floor just with his arm over his head, just looking at it.
Is his leg falling off? Is he all right, Jan?
Bruised ligament, as they tell it. It was a good old Emre Can. If you saw the first half in the Champions League game, Emre Can tackling a guy, injuring a guy. There is some breaking news for you. He does that all the time. So you can see it on the face that something could have happened. I got a feeling that if it was a Champions League final today, he would probably be there. We'll see if he was back next Saturday. I think he will. But I would just say with Maddison, that's what I wanted to say. After the game, he was so frustrated. He said, if I play against Manchester City, there could be 10 minutes of the game I don't even touch the ball. So imagine how frustrating that is, and for a player that loves to have the ball.
Jan, I messaged you about how Haaland was for my fantasy team, and you didn't respond.
Wow.
Oh, no, disappointing.
No. Can you imagine that you have a friend? Can you imagine that you know one guy in this football industry who is loyal? Unbelievable.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you know our captain instead? Kevin De Bruyne.
Hey, look at you.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.